Welcome to Behind the Emerald Curtain. I'm Lindsay Northen.
And I'm Sean McCourt. How does a director approach a new musical? Well, in the case of Wicked, collaboration was key in translating the director's vision onto the stage.
Winnie and I had been writing the show and working on it with Mark Platt for, I guess, a couple of years. And we had done at least 3 readings kind of on our own. And we had sort of reached the point where we felt we couldn't go further without bringing a director into the project. For various reasons, Joe seemed like a really good idea.
I just thought with Joe that he was the right person tonally more than anything. He had never done anything of this size before. What I thought the trickiest thing wasn't the size, but was the difficult tone. Sometimes it could be very moving and serious, and sometimes it was very pop and light and funny. And it turns on a dime in this show. And to navigate that is very, very hard, and I really thought he could.
One of the jobs of a director is to ask questions. One of the jobs of the director is to stand in for the audience until they get there. So I always think of it like after each day of rehearsal, I try to erase what I learned that day so I show up the next day with fresh eyes. What am I seeing? What am I responding to? As an audience member, if I know nothing about this, is it clear? Is it resonating? Does it make sense?
That first year, from, I guess, summer of 2001 to summer of 2002, it really was just script. And then, starting in summer 2002, he had to split his brain and think about still continuing making the script everything it needed to be with the authors, and also think about, well, how will I stage these things?
When you start this process of rehearsing a play or a musical, the best version of it is that you're all on a fact-finding mission together. I, as the director, will be working with the actors on the scenes, the book scenes. The musical director would be teaching someone else music, and then you gradually assemble all of those elements together, and the writers are in the room and they're making little changes, sometimes big changes. You can rearrange scenes, and there would be contributions and questions from the other designers and the other people on the team, and saying, how does this happen? What if I did this? It starts to gel that way.
Joe had a very clear sense of the world and was able to move decisively, beautifully decisively, throughout all of our conversations.
It's like whittling a stick of wood, and suddenly a form starts to take shape. The way that I feel about rehearsals is the best idea wins. It doesn't have to be my way. It really doesn't. And I hopefully try to create an atmosphere in the room where people feel safe and comfortable enough to know that their contribution is really welcome.
Joe is open to talking about things with the cast, with the creative team. He doesn't say, I have a vision in my head, and what is in my head is what's going to go on stage. He lets people, the actors, make it their own. He is truly collaborative.
You have to allow people who work very differently to achieve the same goal in their own time. And so you have to inspire knowing ultimately where you're headed.
Kiss me goodbye, I'm defying gravity, and you can't pull me down.
I'm extremely proud of being a part of the creation of a character, the character of Elphaba, who has real significance in a lot of people's lives and represents a kind of empathy that I don't think exists in the world right now. It's touched a chord with people all around the world. Something that we didn't anticipate happening was, on the first preview, when Idina Menzel made her first entrance as Elphaba, and she rushes out from the clock and runs down center stage, this young girl with an incredibly hopeful, open face. The audience broke into spontaneous applause.
And they have it almost every performance since, in America and around the world, because they understood in a moment that this character was nothing like what they imagined.
I think it was this wave of passion and love and affection for the Wicked Witch of the West. And I think none of us could have anticipated that.
And that was the moment that we all looked at each other and said, oh my God. And you can't know that's going to happen, even a moment like that in rehearsal. You need the audience to tell you that.
And it was a crucial bit of information because you thought, oh, they love her. I am proud to be one of her caretakers, and I love that she's out in the world, giving people strength and confidence and an ability to believe in themselves. I think that's an extraordinary thing to put out in the world, that it does have a profound effect on people's lives.